All right. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Seeing anything. Can you hear me? Microphone check 1, 2. Okay, great. Let me try again. I'm gonna try to add big real quick. Bu- 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 Sorry for all the technical issues. This is all brand new. Well, are you still in the chat, Big? It's yeah, Big Nasty. He's gonna come on. I just wanted to see. I can just. Yeah, it's Big Nasty. Um, Let me see. It's hard to go like between a phone and a stream too. One second, please hold. Here, what I'm gonna do is da, 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 da. I'm just gonna add the link. Yep, there's the link. So I think yeah, anybody who jumps in, like they can talk. Oh, there's Big. He's in. Add to the stage.
There we
There
are.
we are. Jeez, man. We needed a teenager around here to help me with this. This was bad. But yeah, one of the issues is I can't really see uh the chat this way. Like it you know I I guess there are different ways to connect, but by connecting
Right.
in the manner that I am, it doesn't let us see the comments, I believe. Let me just take a look. Um no.
It's on my side. It says the stream is to a custom destination. StreamYard won't be able to view comments. That's weird.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now. I know uh what's on the comic rack, you can see us. Hello. Um but we have to click between, to click, kind of the studio thing here, unable to see the comments. Like you gotta kind of go back and forth. This how it happened to me last time, like when I joined someone else's stream. But but yeah, I mean this is what it would look like. Kind of, let's see. Um Try this real quick and see. Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
other
Mr.
way. This is
Bacon,
kind of
right, you know.
well, you know what I can do? I could have the stream on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Shoot.
That's what I'm looking at right now to see the comments.
Yeah.
Mr.
Um,
What's on the comic rack, Mr. Akensy? So I have to open another tab and turn off volume on that tab. Not
That
sure what's
is,
going on.
yeah, it's not showing up for me on my live video. Yeah, it's not showing up for me on my phone. So, all right. Well, uh, it does work, kind of. It's
Kinda,
just
yeah.
trying to
See if
get
we
it to
can figure this
go.
out.
Yeah, well, at least this part works, and then I think the other parts can be kind of worked out, going forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
all a learning process, man. Once I get it loaded on my laptop too, and I start messing with it, it's the same thing. It's gonna be all messed up for a minute until we figure it out. But
yeah, well, I mean, I kind of figured out what I needed to do. It's more steps than it seems like should be necessary. The amount of things you have to click and the differences in, yeah, and I don't know, but okay, but I mean, at least it kind of works. Uh, Yeah, it would be great if I could get the stream on my phone, but it's not allowing. You know what it might do though? It might. Okay, it might be able to do it in my. Um, yeah, it doesn't. Content to see. Yeah, it's not letting me do it on my YouTube Studio either. Oh well. Uh, yeah, I have to figure that part out. But um,
so, are you still there, Mister
yeah,
Akins? I'm waiting for him to respond. But
looks like
he's still.
he's there.
Yeah, it looks
Oh, we
like
have
he
a
is.
yeah.
He said,
It's
"Push
a
all the buttons."
yeah. I
He said,
believe me, I have by now.
"Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah."
yeah, like with my head, I was just smashing my head against things until it started to work, and then that seemed to work on it. But uh, but yeah. I mean, I think yeah, kind of having a stream, like maybe a weekly stream would be kind of cool, and
Yeah.
kind of maybe just yeah, have something where we kind of have a I don't know, like a focus every week, whatever you
Right.
want. And just show some books and talk about stuff, and maybe if someone is in the chat and they want to jump in too, send them the link so other people can jump in and talk and
Right.
show things, especially if they got something new and they want to say brag
Yeah.
about it.
Just like that's I love your tagline of with Chanko. It's comics and nerd culture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the kind of show I'd want to do is comics and nerd culture. You know.
that was my thought initially, was to talk not only comics but like movies or games or anything anybody wants to kind of talk
Yeah,
about, that whatever they have that they that just is fun, and um
that's what I was telling you about that Gary B. That's kind of how his format is. He had a guy on today. I was listening to it while I was working, and he had a guy on. He was talking about albums. He
oh yeah,
collects comics too, but he collects albums on the side too. This guy, the guest they had on, and
yeah,
it's pretty cool. So
yeah. Someone was asking Alan about that today. Like, he asked if he
I seen
collected
that.
LPs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I do, but it's not like I don't collect old things. I collect just
right.
things. I mean, I listen to vinyl records, but I don't. I like I mean, there are a lot of people who are real vintage collectors where they're looking for like really rare things. I'm not. I'm not like that. Not like I am with comics for sure, but
Right.
there I know what I like, and I buy most of my music on LP, and that's what I listen to around my house. But yeah, I mean, that is something that's cool for sure. Like, it's a
Just
hobby that I can definitely relate to.
like anything nerdy.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how I was. Hey, did I see? I saw your version of the baby knife. It was a Navy? Were you in the Navy?
Yeah, I was in the Navy for 5 years.
Yeah, I was in for 4.
Oh,
I
was you? Okay, cool.
many
Yeah.
many years
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah, my buddy, he got me this for my 50th birthday.
Nice. What was your rating?
AO.
Okay, yeah, I was a corpsman.
He was what?
A corpsman. Corpsman.
Corpsman. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Many years ago now.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
But yeah, I just did my time, and I was ready. I was ready to go out. I mean, it was I don't know. I'd say maybe we're roughly the same age, but I was in for Desert Storm. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
same here.
yes, that was kind of like my my time was I was done. I you know I kind of like I joined, went to boot camp, went right off to the Gulf, and then came back. I was at a Marine Corps base, and it was just like it was not a fun tour. Like
Really?
I mean, I had a few months that were okay, but most of it was just not cool places.
Not yeah. I was 90 to 95, and I did both of my ships were aircraft carriers. So I was on
Yeah.
the Independence, USS Independence, and then I went to the Nimitz.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I
Yeah.
I was never on a carrier. I for the Gulf I was on uh an LPH.
Okay.
One of those old like World War II marine landing. I mean, we had Hueys on ours,
Mhm.
and it was like one of those wooden bottom ship. It was old
Cold War.
LPH-11 USS New
Wow.
Orleans. Uh,
Wow.
but yeah, they decommissioned it right after. But yeah, it was then I was on the USS Anzio briefly. That was like right at the end of my enlistment. It was just like kind of you know, I went down to Gitmo on that, and then I was done. It was like one thing, just bam, and I'm out. It was just kind of silly, but yeah, I was yeah. When I noticed that, I figured I'd mention I was in, but it's been yeah, boy, it's been years, but
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. Yeah, same here. Being on the two aircraft carriers. I mean, we especially on the Independence. We started out in San Diego. I was stationed in San Diego when I first got on that one, and then we ended up trading. They were decommissioning the Midway out of Japan, so then we took the Midway's place in Japan. That's how I ended up in Japan, and then finished my time out in Washington State on the Nimitz. So, but
that's not
yeah.
bad at least. I mean, Washington State is yeah. JSS is on the chat now too. So, hey
Hey, is it?
JSS, yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
buddy.
we can't see the chat. I'm not used to like not I could just say hi JSS but I don't I typed it in the thing. Getting used to it.
Yeah.
We just got this up and running, but yeah, Big and I were talking about kind of doing a weekly stream, and we're just yeah, this is the very first time I got the StreamYard software to work, and it was very frustrating, but it's working now. But I can't see the chat. That's like it's the one thing that's going on right now. Just to see what's going to how it's going to work. But
Jason
yeah, let me.
wants to join the chat, so I mean, if we follow the link, see if he can get on. See if you can follow the link, JSS, and see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, anybody wants to let's see. Yeah, anybody wants to come on. I mean, to talk, totally
Yeah,
fine.
the
Uh,
links in the comments. So
yeah, but yeah, I don't know if you saw. I got these. I did this unboxing. I did an unboxing of some CGC stuff, and then I had an auction win, and I was just kind of like, I always put my slabs in these Mylar bags because
yeah,
it has some UV protection in the Mylar, but oh man, I got a little something. Oh man, hold on. I hope that's not the slab. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh no. Oh no. No. It's just a little piece of cardboard got in there. Boy. But I was on Collector Comics. That guy, comic investor, I think is his name. But I won this, which it's a Carl Barks.
okay.
And as I was bagging it, I was like, whoa, wait a second. There's one of those like unique stickers on there. This is from Richard Anderson collection. I have to look this up, but it's one of those like curated collections that this
Oh,
book
okay.
came from. And like I won this for like I want to say I got this for like $50. This is a Carl Barks, and it's curated. Like nobody bid on that thing. I'm like, wait a sec, I gotta look that up now but it was like one of these things where it's like people a lot of times they don't know, because I mean, I don't really pay attention to like cartoon character stuff, but I do pay attention to Carl Barks.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, in fact, I don't know, behind my head there,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever that's an
You
original
talk-
Carl Barks
yeah. Yeah. You talked
sketch.
about that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I love, I mean, Carl Barks, just a great story. And there's a guy who did a YouTube video only on Carl Barks and just his story, how badly Disney screwed him, and you know what a good dude he was and stuff. But yeah, he was the inspiration for I always forget the guy's name in Japan who created Astro Boy, the very first Japanese comic, and it and yeah, like the very first manga, and yeah, it just a great story, and he was just kind of like a legendary dude. Created Scrooge McDuck and a couple of the other
Yeah.
characters, and like Disney they were just like using all that stuff for years. He lived kind of in isolation, and he didn't know anybody was he didn't even know anybody was reading his comics for like in the 90s. Like some reporter like tracked him down. They never gave him credit. Like they like, you know, wouldn't even admit that somebody was doing this, you know, and doing all these covers and invented these things. But yeah, like when they had all the DuckTales cartoons and using Scrooge McDuck or using his like, he had no idea any of that was going on. He was just like drawing funny books. He had no idea, and he was just happy to do it. You know, happy to make a living as an artist. Yeah,
It's pretty cool though. That's awesome, man. I was just reading
yeah.
basically what JSS was saying. He's commenting on that. He's going to be on MJ Comics tomorrow night. Oh, Comic Collectors is okay.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Okay, yeah. I like his channel. Although he's switched it up a little bit, and he's doing if it's the same guy, we're talking about a comic investor, comic book investments. I think that's the name of his YouTube channel, but he runs the comic collector auction site. But he's changed the format a little of his channel, where he's doing it. It's kind of interesting, but it's a little bit hokey. We'll see where he goes with it because it is a new idea, but he's treating it like Pawn Stars. So he has like a shop where people will send books to like for, you know, for the auction, you know, and uh um yeah, they'll send instead of like just receiving the books, he has it where like people come in with the door and they have like their comics and they're like, "Hi, I would like to sell some comic books, please." And it's like, "Well, let's take a look at them. Oh, this is a particularly interesting one." And it's a little bit kind of staged, and you know,
Yeah.
but if they can figure it out and they can get that to work, that format, maybe it'll be cool. But right now, it's a little bit, it's it's not working so far. But yeah, that guy he has a good eye for you know, values and things like
Okay.
that. But
I'll check him out. I might try to tune in it tomorrow. And watch some of that. I've never watched it before. So
it's a good site, a good auction site too. It's interesting. Not a lot of people go to it, but if you want to sell things, the good thing about it is they charge a 5% commission across the board. So they like, no matter how much your comic sells for, they only take the, you know, which some of the bigger sites will take oh, but it's capped. I'm sorry, it's 5%. It's capped at a certain dollar number. So like if you were to sell some huge book, he caps the dollar amount. He doesn't like take, you know, tens of thousands of dollars or something from some
right.
big book. But yeah. Uh yeah, like I said, I found these three great deals. I bid on a handful of things while I was in Colombia. I was just sitting in my hotel and I'm like, oh, let's check out what's there. And I'm like, yeah, that. And the other one was this. I kind of showed this off, this Millie the
Mill.
Model. Yeah. And I got this for the price of the slab. This was like $30.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's, yeah, I mean, it's a 3.0 and it's, you know, it's in the 50s. It's not one of the golden age ones, but you know, it's still, I mean, a lot of people collect Millie the Model. It's not my cup of tea, but I know, you know, Alan and Steven and that guy Pop Comics. I know he collects them too. It's desirable for like the good girl art. It's just it's not really my my wheelhouse personally. But when I saw it and I'm like, nobody is bidding on this, and
Crazy, yeah.
it's like this is $30. This is like that's the slab price. I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah,
that, please.
yeah. Well, it's already slabbed. It's like I've only got 3 slabs, and the other slab I have, besides the 2 hanging on my wall back here, I've got Berserker. Keanu Reeves,
Oh
number
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That
How
Berserker.
is that?
I liked it at first, but I've kind of stopped. I've fallen off of it. Just kind of. It's. I thought it was kind of neat at first, but they're branching it off in too many different directions for me. And I just once they start doing that, I lose interest in the storyline and everything else. So because you're trying to
Yeah,
read so much stuff, and for me, I'm not. I mean, I'm a reader, but I don't read like all the time. And I try to read 1 or 2 things at night or whatever. Like when I was waiting on you, I was reading my Bastard Tales.
I saw you. I saw you show that.
Yeah.
Or you have more than one of those, right?
Well, I've got some other books and stuff, but this was the one I was reading. Just because I hadn't gotten to it. It's a second issue, and it's the second bitchin' issue. That's what it says right there.
Nice.
The
That's
bitchin'
awesome.
issue. Yeah. And
I'm trying to
I
keep
just
back and forth to the chat. I just
yeah.
I'm not ignoring you guys. Yeah, but oh yeah, like yeah, JSS. I was gonna say yeah, I do. His the guy's dad was like the head grader at CBCS, right? And he's gone over to PSA now. That guy
Yeah.
Dave.
Oh, that's the okay. Yeah, I do. I have watched that guy.
Yeah,
Okay, now you say that. No, it's like duh.
yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah.
watched that guy.
Yeah, sorry, and not ignoring the chat. I just have I can't see it on the stream. I'm like on a different page, and the way that I'm doing this right now, I don't have access to the chat. I think I have to work on that. So again, not trying to ignore the chat. I'm just kind of going back and forth. So
Yeah, we
uh,
can't see it. We've got to look on our phones.
I'll have to work on that. It's not intentional. This is total test. Like just trying to see if things will work. But I was going to show some things. I don't know if people had patience to look at my I my stupid 30-minute videos. It's like it goes on and on and on and on, and I know, and I'm like, oh man, nobody wants
When
to
I
watch
first, and it's
this.
the thing when I first started this, I thought, man, it's going to be hard to get 20 minutes worth of material. And now I
Yeah,
can't make anything under 20 minutes. I mean,
it is.
I did
Yeah,
that 5-minute one the other day, and I purposely was like, I'm making this short. I'm, I'm not going to, before I know it, was going to be 15 minutes or something.
yeah.
Uh,
It seems to be 15 minutes. Seems to be about the wheelhouse. I mean, unless you're doing something super fascinating. The only thing like that I've done that I think people really kind of tuned in for and like stayed for kind of the whole thing was the Mark Spears video, and like that's one people have watched more than any other, and I think it's just because people who were watching that were specifically interested in Mark Spears, so that was a thing. Yeah, that. But I got a bunch of the signed things back. I don't know. Did you see these or
the
when I
what?
the signed books? Did you see these when I showed these? I
Did you make a video of it or whatever? Or?
yeah. Well, it was part of that big video. But I don't think people watched that. Watched the whole thing. It was, but
Well, I did, but I was trying to remember
So
the.
I sent off to CGC some stuff. They had like
Mhm,
3 artists doing signings at the same time,
mhm.
and it was Nick Zierdy, uh, David Nakayama, and Gabriel Delato, and those are like 3 of my favorites. And I have a Zierdy signed book, but I didn't have anything from Nakayama and Delato is probably my favorite. And so I had Delato sign 3 things, and yeah, check this out. This Batman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with like I don't know. I'm having trouble seeing everything. But yeah,
There you go.
it's like in the
Yeah.
fire with like the demon eyes and this like leathery bat wing and everything.
Was that
And
Batman 108? That's
yeah, it's an underrated cover. It's not one that that
Yeah,
people know about. But
that's cool.
sorry about the glare. It's not
It's
working
all
out.
right.
But yeah, I love this, and yeah, got that one signed, and this nonstop Spider-Man. Sure these don't fall, but this with the severed Doc Ock arm.
That is really cool. Man, that's
Yeah,
a what grade that get?
9.8.
Wow, all black like that. I mean, I know it's a newer comic, but still, that's
Yeah, it's
cool.
yeah, this was from 2021, so it maintained pretty good. But and then Absolute Batman 3, Delato did a variant on that, which I mean, again, came back a 9.8, which was super happy. But uh
What's the medium style on that? What's he? Is it painted or is it?
I think Delato paints. I think that's his main thing.
Okay.
He's in it's Spain or Portugal. I don't remember which, but he doesn't speak a lot of English. He does not come to the US very often. And he does not sign things very often. So like this was he came over for like MegaCon, I think,
Yeah.
and did some signings at CGC. But then yeah, Nakayama, I had him do a couple of things. But yeah, check this out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this was a 9.6, but I don't even know why it's a 9.6. It looks so good. And but yeah, that was a badass one. And this was the best one, I think. Uh this Action Comics 1078, but it's this Unknown Comics edition, the foil. Uh, yeah, the kid that got him 9.8, but
That's
yeah, like
nice.
Supergirl in the ball gown with the foil with the and the
Yeah.
yeah, kind of
Little
blue ink
cover, right.
just pops off. And
You guys gonna say it, make it sooner pop off.
yeah,
Hey, we got Callie. We got Callie Comics in. Hey, Callie
hey,
Comics.
uh,
Sorry, we can't
anybody
see
who's
the
joined,
comments. We're looking
anybody,
on our phones.
yeah, yeah, right. I can't even see it on my phone. It's not even letting me pull it up. So anybody who's on it, this is a total test, and I'm not ignoring the chat. I promise. It's just we're just
Yeah.
talking. Big and I are talking about working out a weekly stream and figuring this out, and all get figured out. But we're showing some books in the meantime, and uh, I yeah promise not ignoring the chat. It's just I can't see. I got to click over, and it leads to like this lag and everything. So. Uh, um, it's yeah, it's it's working out the bugs, um, but yeah, I also sent off to CGC this. This is like a book from like when I from that I've had in my collection for like 30 something years, and it's just been
Oh
raw
wow.
this entire time. I sent it off to Ron at Palm Beach Presser, uh, and came back 9.8.
Oh,
Secret
wow.
Wars 8. Yeah, and yeah, this has
Sweet.
just been sitting in a box in a regular bag and board for 30 years. It sent it off to the man Ron at Palm Beach Presser. I ding, ding,
See,
ding. You know, promoted.
that's how my Secret Wars is. I've had those. That's one of the few books that I kept that survived the purge over the years. You know, where I've purged here and there. And
Yeah,
mine's the same way. I look at it and I'm like, man, this is a 9.8 contender because I really haven't pulled it out or read it too much, and I really took care of it from the beginning when I did get it and stuff. So
yeah.
I'm the
I
same way.
I didn't think this was. I thought it was going to come back like like in the 9.2 range,
Mhm.
but Ron he's
Yeah,
really good at
good
Palm Beach,
question.
and he does a very very good job. In fact, he did this. He brought one like almost back from the dead for me. Uh this I still think this might be overgraded, but I got this Invaders, the Invader 17. It's like the first Warrior Woman. It's got it's from the 70s, 77, and yeah, he got it to a 9.6. This was not a 9.6 at all when I sent it to him, but yeah, the guy's good. He does a really good job for cleaning and press and stuff. Although it he wasn't that busy before, but then Bry had him on his channel
Mhm.
uh, was talking about him, and now he raised his prices, and the lag times increased because he's everybody's sending stuff to him, but he deserves it because yeah, the guy he was I've
Good,
talked
yeah.
to him a few times. he retired. He was like in um I think he was like an engineer or something like that.
Mm.
And yeah, I think he's in his 50s, retired, moved to Florida, and he just this is what he does now. He cleans and presses comic books. He says he just loves life. Just sits around, puts music on, cleans and presses comics, and just yeah, he
That,
just has fun with it, and it's like thriving for him in
that's
retirement.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pressed my own, but I haven't pressed any for a while, and not probably the last week. It's probably been a week since I've pressed anything. Then a guy at work, he's like brought in some books, and I told him, I said, "Man, I'm really not really ready to press someone else's books. I'm still
Right.
practicing on my own stuff." He's like, "I don't care about them." And I'm like, "Okay." I said,
Yeah.
"Give me some practice, then I guess." But
I do mine, but I like when it comes to something like expensive, or if it's going to take some work, then like I I have some stuff that I would like to crack and resubmit, but I'm just so nervous about doing it, and you know having it having it get messed up. But
right,
um
yeah,
yeah
it makes it worse.
um yeah
Doesn't it?
I just yeah, like the big unboxing, the one I did yesterday, like the
Mm.
big thing at the end was I got a giant size X-Men one, and it's it was a huge thing, but I'm looking at it, and they're like it's an old slab. It's like in like the 300 range, three begins with a three, and there are like things you could see like along the spine. You could kind of see where the staple is, or you could see like a wrinkle on the back and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, you could press this, but it's like one of those thick spines, the like squared,
Oh yeah, yeah,
giant size
squares.
spines, and yeah, I mean you can fracture that. So I mean, I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk to Ron about it. I mean,
yeah.
that would be cool if he could bump that a grade or something. Then you just suddenly, well, there's another $1,000. It just goes right onto your score, your value of what you just got, and it is like a score. It feels like it, but um, yeah. I mean, so I mean, like I think the test kind of works.
Yeah.
It's just this part about the chat. I would like to get that worked out, and um yeah, like intro video and stuff. But um
GSS is wanting to know how much does he typically charge to press a book?
I have his old rates. He just raised them. Bah, 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 bah. It's like way more reasonable than anyone. Like well, anyone that I know. Like I know there are people who like have like friends of friends. Like I know um like I know Comic Spa. I've heard he's really reasonable, but he does not do many books. Like he's
He's
I
booked
think he's
out.
only yeah he's I and uh I I've heard a lot of people who are friends with Red Hood. That I've heard he's excellent, but
Yeah.
again, I think he's kind of maxed out with just kind of his friends and stuff. He doesn't really advertise. Uh, I
Advertising.
tried I tried one service where I've been warned not to mention the guy's by name, but I had a horrible experience with him. He absolutely damaged one of my books. I know he did, and he totally yeah, he kind of denied it, and but yeah, a bigger one, and I don't use that guy, but yeah, Ron, his old rates. I've got it here somewhere. Oh yeah, here's his old rates. He had like a paper order form, which is another one of my favorite things. You would just like
Yeah.
fill out the paper and like
Yeah.
circle like that. Like he's old school as old school, and
Absolutely.
but his old rates, and I think these all went up just by a few dollars. But 1975 occurrence, $13 a book. 1974 and earlier is 18. Uh, and then if it's over $750 at a 9.8, it's like he would just bump and like an additional $5. Like, it really, really if he was gonna crack it out of a case that was like $5, magazines were 18, high value 35, like like $3,000 plus. He was only charging 35, but those went
Wow.
up. Like I think they went up. Some of those went up a few bucks, some went up like five, but it's
Fine.
still the most reasonable and the quickest. And anything you do, he when oh, and for it's like a couple bucks a book. He'll give you an assessment of what he thinks the book is, where he thinks he can get it, and you can make a decision if you want him, thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs down, he'll just send it back to you, which I've done. And afterward he gives like a really fair assessment, which I think he kind of like he always is very conservative at the end with the grades and sends you pictures. It's like
Mm.
it's like not like extra like some people will charge you. He's yeah, super good guy, super really honest. I yeah, completely recommend him. He's just kind of busy now. Yeah, that's Palm Beach, Palm Beach Presser,
Okay.
palmbeachpresser.com. And he's yeah, like
That's
I
what
said,
Jesse
just like
asked you. He said he just asked that. He said, and that's Palm Beach, and you just said it. So
yeah,
you just
I
you just
clicked
answered
over.
perfect.
I just saw that.
Oh,
He's actually he said he would come on before, and I told him, yeah, but that was when I had like I think I had like 15 subscribers at the time. I'm like, yeah, man, I'd love to have you on, but let me get some subscribers because like right now it's shouting out into the void like nobody's going to hear this, but yeah, I'll talk to him again. I have to talk to him because I have some stuff to send him, and I'll see if he wants to come on even for a stream. That would be cool to talk to him and talk
Mhm.
about pressing and uh yeah, unless he's swamped. I
Yeah,
mean, he might not have time anymore. I don't know, but
that's one of the reasons why I started getting into doing my own because it always the thought of me sending something, shipping something, and then and having it shipped back and all that kind of. I don't know. It just makes me nervous on a
yeah,
high dollar book. You know what I mean? If we had a high dollar book, he was trying to clean up or something. But some of them services are really good because they'll press and clean and send them to CGC if you want them graded, type thing
oh, that's
too.
what he
So
does, and
like,
and CGC is right there. So like
yeah,
the cool part about it is like you send him the book and CGC like the shipping cost for him to send it to CGC is very low. All you do is you just you fill out everything for CGC. You pay for it, give him the information. He submits it for you on your account, and oh, excuse me, you have full visibility of what's going on with it. And yeah, that I've done that handful of times with him, and it's worked out
we're good.
great.
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
yeah, and he's done really good job. We had a little snafu with one, and but I don't think this is his fault though. Like this Howard the Duck number one, the first Gwenpool, uh, came back a 9.0, which uh both of us like. I thought this was like even when I sent it over, I thought it was higher, and then his assessment. I believe both of us thought that was like 9.6, 9.8, and it came back like the graders notes just say fingerprints on the front and fingerprints on the back, and I'm like a 9.0. I like for fingerprints. I was like, and it's not something you can see through a case very easily. Fingerprints, and I can't see anything wrong with this book. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack and resubmit that. I'm going to crack
Just
it.
yeah.
I'm going to clean it with some absorbing and just like a pad, and just send it back and see what happens. I don't believe that's a 9.0. So, but such
Yeah. You got
such a
somebody on a Friday or something or a Monday,
right.
Friday or Monday grader or something. Man, they freaking
uh,
ready to get out of there or hated being there. So
right. I hate this comic.
yeah.
Just send me another comic. Yeah, but yeah, they yeah, I recommend the guy. But yeah, the bad thing about recommending him, like I said when he was on Bry's channel, I mean there are a lot of people that are like, oh man, that's a great that's a reasonable rate, and Bry uses him now too, and and I'm sure Bry's sending him like tons and tons of comics. That guy, he sells a lot. In fact, I buy a lot from Bry. I like him too. I've talked
Yeah,
to him a
bro.
couple times. Yeah, nice guy, and he just I think he has fair prices, and he's doing that. I don't know, did you see he's got the thing with the packs, like the uh it's almost like the whatnot packs where it's got different variants
Oh,
inside.
yeah. He just he was just had done another shipment of those, or was getting a shipment ready, or something like that. The mystery
Yeah,
packs, or whatever.
I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna tear open the packs I got from him. But he also inserted these golden tickets in these,
Hmm.
and And yeah, like there are like and he didn't sell out on packs, so he like destroyed like the other comics or the other packs that he couldn't sell. So your odds went up. But there are things like there's like an AF-15 and there's like a Spider-Man 1, there's like a I think there's a Hulk 181. They're like there are big comics that he's giving away. Just if you just happen to pull one of those tickets. And there's like
Right.
other things where like a gift card and stuff too, but I mean, yeah, I was like, okay, I'll take a chance, and then still, you get these kind of variants and stuff. But I was like, that would be cool. Like, suddenly you out of nowhere, just for pulling a ticket, you suddenly have an Amazing Fantasy 15 in your collection, just
Yeah,
suddenly.
that would be freaking awesome. I know. I meant to when I seen when he was selling them, and then I forgot about it. And then time I came around, they were sold out or whatever, or sold. Cut the date of the selling or something. And I was like, damn it, I wanted to try it out and buy them. But I know he does them.
Yeah, he was
Every
trying to
so
sell out
often.
in pre-sale,
He was
uh,
trying to what?
but he was trying to sell out in pre-sale, but he had some left, and he like reduced the number like down to,
Mhm.
he had I don't know however many for sale, but he wound up shredding a bunch of them. I hope the guy made money because I know he put up a ton of money to do this. Like, to have these custom printed with the specific artists. Like I think he's got like Jean Jang is one of the artists that he got to do a cover
Okay.
and a couple other people, but pretty famous artists and the different variants and I think I think he's even got like I think one of the variants is a foil, but I think he's also got like a hollow foil too. He put up some money for that. So yeah, I hope it works out for him, and I hope he made money on it, and yeah, and I hope I win one of the cool books.
Yeah. What is? Damn that. Is they gonna change anything? Did you lose me? There we go. That's a little bit
Oh,
better.
yes, yeah, yeah. As I click back and forth trying to see the chat. Uh, yeah, I did see that JSS that he shipped. I got the notification that mine shipped, and I'm yeah pretty excited. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video and
Yeah,
just open them, and that would be kind of
that'd be
awesome
cool.
if I yeah
Hell yeah,
if
dude.
I yeah if I did if I get one on I'll I'll message Bry. I'm sure like if you got one of the huge books, I'm sure he'd want to come on and talk. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if something like that were to happen. If you suddenly got you're like a Hulk 181 or something like
That'd be
that would be just
awesome.
monstrous. And I'm sure he'd be happy to come on and talk.
That'd be awesome. I was the next book I was getting ready to read was the League of Super Groovy Crime Fighters.
The what are they? I
The
don't
League,
know. I can't see.
can you see it?
The
The
super
League,
groovy crime
yeah,
fighters.
the League of Super Groovy Crime Fighters,
That's awesome.
and
Is it
it,
from the
and it's not.
70s?
No, it's what was this? I just looked at it. I hadn't. It's not. I mean, it's not old, but it's I what was this? 2001. So I mean, yeah, that's that's 24 years old. When you think about it, hey, it's a
That's
first
awesome.
printing too.
Yeah.
But this outfit that did 'em, this Ancient Studios.
Right.
I was kind of looking them up because I'm really hoping that when I hadn't read it all, I kind of was glancing through it, but the way it's wrote, man, and the characters are in it, I'm really hoping that it's like a hope it's not an all white studio that wrote this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if it was, if it
Right.
was, it's not a book that I really want in my collection because the characters in it, man. Like this one part says, enter the black belt. That's what this guy's title is. Chocolate Warrior of Martial Arts.
See,
So,
like some of
so
the underground comics are like
I'm just like, man,
right.
I really hope that was like one of
Yes,
those,
it's on the nose.
oh,
It's a little too far. Too far and
and
the
another character is called Dark Detective.
Dark
So,
Detective.
and it's another black guy.
Oh,
He's the one. Where is he at? He was the one in the hat. But yeah, I was just
it
like,
has to be. It has to be. It has to be like
yeah,
like the that one.
yeah. There's a better picture of Dark Detective.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, that was not
The
bad.
other one.
Yeah,
The
it's
other
not.
one is a little bit.
That's what I mean. It's not like it's the old stuff. It's definitely racist or whatever. But it just makes you wonder. I'm like, I'm hoping it's because it's I don't know. Just the characters are in it, the hero. This one's number 3,
Yeah.
so they did I think it's like I looked on. I've actually got the other ones coming from Comic Shop. They should be here in a couple of days. I went ahead and ordered I think 1, 2, 4, and 5. I think there was 5 of them or something like that. So
Is it? Yeah. Is it? Is it? How many are there?
what's that of the book? I think there's 5 of this
Hmm.
one.
All right.
That's what it was because I got on Comic Shop and they actually had them on my Comic Shop
Yeah.
and ordered them. But,
Yeah. My comic shop is the way to go. For
this bastard tab that cracks me up. It's Baboon Books. See the red ass on the
what
monkey?
is it? Oh yeah, I did. I remember you showed that. But no,
Yeah,
you didn't.
what I didn't realize was that I was going to show Nate was that he likes reading like the interior, like the introduction pages or whatever, and
Yeah.
their introduction pages from the baboon's butt.
Does that say miserable fat Belgian bastard?
Yeah,
Is that the author? Oh, great.
I guess that's what. Well, because the character is angry young bastard. That's the character in the book.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I just got to read it. Yeah, another angry young bastard adventure. It's got a little.
That is
box
awesome.
down here in a corner, where it says it and stuff. But it's telemarketers. I thought it was gonna be like a funny horror story or something like that, but it was just about this guy. He gets hounded by a telemarketer through the whole book. He's getting hounded every time he answers the phone. It's a telemarketer, and he finally gets pissed off and loads up with weapons because he's going to do something about it. And then he snaps back into reality and realizes, what am I doing? So he starts chucking all his weapons in this office. But then he gets everybody in that office fired up. So when he walks out, they run over to the telemarketer building and you hear it says bam, 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 bam. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, whatever shot up a building or something. But, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But I love all of that kind of stuff. It's just
yeah, you got a lot of stuff. Like I think you have the stuff that you have is I mean it's every bit as funny as the stuff that Nate and Hagen have. I think they have funny stuff too, but I think yours is every bit as funny.
Yeah, I've always I've always looked for those kind of books, especially once I got back into it again. Because growing up, we had one little LCS, but he never would carry indie stuff because at that point in time, most people that shopped there, they weren't interested in it, and a lot of times the indie stuff was way more than Marvel or DC. They had to make up their money for low print runs and stuff, so he would never get them. So it wasn't until years and years after I was out of the Navy, I got back into them a little bit. I was buying some stuff, and that's when I first started really getting back into the indie stuff. And then I purged, buy a little bit, purged, and then like I said, the last couple of years ago, I've been buying back into it. So the one of my favorite stores I go to is at Mavericks, is down there just north of Cincinnati, and I did the video on it, and I call it Digging Paradise on that one video. And you can see in the store when you're in there, man. I mean, he's just got boxes everywhere, and I love it. And there's one set where there's actually 2 sections, and I've been going there for over a year now, about a year and a half, and just never looked at those sections because they had boxes on top of them. So I finally was like, something caught my eye or something, so I moved the box and I started digging. I went,
the gold mine.
This is where I need to be. And I told Leo, you've been hiding these on me, man. I'm like, you know the stuff I like. And he's like, oh, I'll move
Yeah.
boxes if you want. And I'm just like, no, I'm slowly moving them as I'm digging. That's so I've been coming up with a lot of good stuff here lately because of that. But that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I have a good friend who would he would be totally into like the stuff he watches sometime but I mean, years ago, in the 90s, he was the first one who I knew he picked up the tick and like
Yeah.
he was telling me about it and I'm like, no, man. But then I read it and it was every bit as funny as he was making it out to be. And yeah, then we all got the
The
yeah,
tick, yeah.
this
There
little
you go. Yeah, I've
little-
always loved the tick, man.
yeah. 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 In fact, he had even the show was kind of funny. It was
Mhm.
kind of well done for its time. But
Yeah, I like the live action show when they had it on. I hated
yeah,
seeing it because it was funny to me. I was laughing. It's funny
yeah,
episodes.
both the cartoon and the show,
Mhm.
they're both kind of cool.
Because what's his
Oh
name?
yeah,
That
yeah,
the
I
actor
like that a
from
lot. It's a
the actor from Jerry Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was perfect
Yeah,
for that, man.
yeah,
I thought that was perfect. That's exactly how I pictured the tick talking and everything else to me, and
right.
make happy
Yeah,
for it. But
yeah, it was well done. But uh, I think probably gotta kind of wrap up the test stream. I gotta
it's cool.
get
Yeah, it sounds good to
ready
me,
for
bud.
tomorrow. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk more. We'll kind of figure out like a day where we could do this, where it's not going to conflict with other people's fun
Right.
and still going to be like times at work. Like I know we're both in the Midwest. I know you mentioned you were in Ohio, right?
Yeah. Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Indiana.
Okay.
So, but I am like close to Chicago, so it's like um, there's a difference time zone. Like you're east, I'm central,
Yeah.
but I think we
It's
could
an
probably
hour.
work something out. Um, and I mean, it would be kind of cool to do it when it's like when I know I'm not traveling because I travel for work, a couple
Mhm.
weeks out of the month. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was thinking uh maybe Sunday nights. I don't know if that conflicts with anyone. I think I
I think there's
oh there
Nate.
is one.
Yeah, Nate usually posts. Yeah, I was thinking, I Friday night's out because of Alan's show,
Right.
and then Saturday nights it's like, well, I don't know if I want to really tie down Saturday nights,
Right.
but personal stuff comes up. So through the week, only thing I could think of is maybe a Wednesday or Thursday. I don't think there's anything on Wednesday or Thursday.
I don't think Wednesday I do a lot of times I like to watch the Beyond Wednesdays show um
Oh, okay.
that the uh and I mean that's a huge stream though. Like I mean uh like they would not be offended if someone else was streaming. Like it's not going to
That's right.
draw
Yeah, I think
viewers
almost
on it.
any point in time, I think if we picked, it might be close to conflicting with someone else's. That's the thing. But I mean, there's so many of them, but which is awesome. You know, gives you a lot
Yeah.
to pick from and stuff. So, but just I'd
Um
like for us to, come like you said, We'll talk some more, and we'll figure some stuff out. And like I
yep.
said, I'm gonna get StreamYard on mine too, so then that way you can host and I can host, back and forth type thing,
Right.
and then figure this
Yeah.
thing out.
Definitely, and especially like if there might be weeks where I'm traveling. Sometimes I'm traveling in Europe or South America or something where it's just not going to be possible for me. So maybe we'd have like
I
a
guess.
guest host, jump on with you, to like, uh, maybe we could beg Steven or Matt or someone, see if they'll or someone new, like someone who wants to get involved with it. That would be cool too. Uh,
But you got Matt's coming up what next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, and then I am going to be on in April. I can't remember. I'll be on Only Slabs, the Rob's Fast Stack of Comics. I'm going to do an Only Slabs uh, over there.
Are
And
you?
yeah,
Cool.
and yeah, if you uh, that's another one. Like, just if you message Rob on Instagram, he'll pencil you in. I mean, the only caveat is, it's that show is only slabs. It's just like
Oh, my God.
just slab
Yeah,
comics is what they do.
I don't have very many slaps. Now I was looking at my series.
I was talking to Alan too about, or Alan mentioned to me about, he wanted to do an interview or something, but I'll have to see.
Yeah.
I don't, that's totally up to him. I mean, you know, uh, but yeah, that would be cool. In fact, like I've mentioned many times, I think, uh, I like what Alan does. It's my favorite channel. I think, I learned so much specifically because he has uh Steven on, and all just the personalities that he's kind of brought together through his channel. I yeah, I really appreciate what that guy does. I really
Yeah,
and
I was watching him earlier. Yeah.
yeah, I did too. And I like his disposition and kind of the way he handles things. He's clearly having fun. It's and I yeah, I enjoy that. So yeah, it's the one thing where I make sure I always check out his stream. I try to check out everybody's, but I really like what he's done over there.
But yeah, next Tuesday
Oh,
you're
hey
going
Matt.
on at 7. You're going on at 7, right? With Matt next week.
Uh, is that
Oh,
is
Matt.
that right, Matt? Matt's on. Just gonna,
Yeah,
we
Matt's on.
can't we can't we
I
can't
think
see
you're
the
on.
chat, so I have to click back and forth, Matt.
I think you're on at 7 with him, and then I'm on the same night at 8 o'clock with Nate doing the giveaway show. Me and Mr. Akins, which I don't know if he's still on the thread or not, but we're both doing Nate's show next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And then I got Matt's show the
Yeah,
18th, doing what you're doing, with
yeah.
Matt. Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern. So,
Okay, cool.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah. That I'm looking forward to that. Uh, I've already kind of planned out some books to show, Matt. Uh, uh yeah,
I'm
I was
still
gonna try
working
to
on
stick to a
mine.
theme.
I'm still working on mine. Matt wants me asking questions. I'm like, man, I that's gonna be hard for me. I'll do it, but it's talk about the books and have certain questions or whatever. Matt's so good at the trivia.
Oh
Really,
yeah, yeah. He's
he's good at
I
that.
like when I was doing the shout outs earlier. I was mentioning, uh, he specifically with uh yeah. If I ever had to phone a friend and it was any DC related question, like I know Matt knows the answer. He's like the one person I know knows everything about that.
Uh,
Yep.
but yeah, that's cool.
But
Yeah, he's saying I am
but
too.
yeah, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. This was like a total test, and it was a partial success. It got
Yeah,
the streaming software to work. I
just
don't have
carry the
the chat working yet. That's
Yeah,
a little bit of a problem, and it
and
was
then figure out how
probably
to get
about a
figure out how to get
20-minute
somebody a
delay.
wrench. Yeah, how to make someone a
Right.
wrench too. Do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. So this will
I think you
this will be some sort of a beardy stream at some point. Whenever we get it worked out, it'll be something. So it's very beard related.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
Well, that's why I was messing with my settings on my end because I was looking at myself on here and it was like, man, I was like whitewashed. And then I got into the settings and it was like 420 or whatever. I'm like, well, no wonder what you call it, the sets is sticking low. But Matt's saying, are
Yeah,
you on StreamYard? Yes, we are, Matt.
I
Or
am.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Chocolate is.
this was my very first experience with it, and it was hard trying to get it get it going, and it took a while to figure out, and then it's the StreamYard Studio. It's not allowing me to connect chat, and it says it's the way that I'm connected. So I have to click back and forth to see the chat. Like it's and when I'm in the live streaming on YouTube, it's like a delay. It's like I'm looking at myself from like 5 minutes ago. So it's it'll I'll, it'll get worked out. But yeah, this was this was not wasn't easy when we started.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's a
But
learning curve.
yeah, it'll get worked out.
We're
Yeah,
fine.
I think that was gonna probably we're gonna wrap it up here, and I gotta
Thanks for
brief
tuning in. Who
tomorrow.
tuned in? The guys that tuned
Yeah,
in.
yeah, it was fun, and uh, yeah, I think this. Oh, Google Chrome. I will try that.
Try
Uh,
through Google
I did have to
Chrome.
use a
Yeah.
different browser to get it to work, but um, but yeah, yeah. Thanks everybody for joining in and watching this mixed bag of results. It was fun, but it was a learning experience for sure. So yeah, all
We
right.
will definitely be
So
letting everybody know when we do get something nailed down and be advertising it like crazy.
yeah,
So
all right.
thanks again, guys.
Thanks everyone, and as
Thanks.
always, hope you're doing well. Hope all your people in your life are doing well and all that. But yeah, for Big and Chanko, cheers for now.